All right, the second round of the NBA playoff begins on Saturday night. We still have one more game left in the first round, Game 7, that will go down on Sunday afternoon. So let's talk some NBA playoff basketball with a writer covering the association for True Hoop. That would be Gerard Hector. Gerard, we're at the second round. These NBA playoffs are going by so fast. How are you enjoying them?
I'm loving it, man. The playoffs have been great. We've been seeing some really exciting action, very compelling games. Game 7 on Sunday is going to be great, and I'm excited for round 2.
All right, round 2 about to start Saturday night. So, Gerard, let's start with what you just mentioned, the upcoming Game 7 on Sunday. It's the finale of the Interstate 80 series between the Warriors and the Kings. What do you think, when you look at this Game 7, will be the deciding factor in the game, and which team do you think is best suited to play the Lakers in round 2?
You know, this game's going to come down to who values the basketball. Look, Dexter, the postseason is all about possessions, and you have to value each possession, and there has to be a sense of urgency, right? The Warriors know that because of their history, but history is just what it is, history, right? Just because you've done it before doesn't mean you're necessarily going to do it again. Now, do they have the requisite medal and all the stuff people like to talk about? Yeah. Well, where was that medal in Game 6, all right? At home with a chance to close it out. We've not seen the Warriors do stuff like that. Look, the Kings are younger. They got more energy. They are what the Warriors were at the beginning of their dynasty. This is what it's looking like. And they're just running these older guys into the ground. I'm going to give the edge to the Kings right now because they're playing at home. They're going to have that home crowd behind them. Buoyed. They're also unafraid. The Warriors' mystique in many ways has been defeated. The Kings have shown a level of be able to fight back. The Warriors going to run. Most teams fold. We've seen them. They wilt. The Kings have pushed back and pushed back. And honestly, the best team to play the Lakers would be the Kings. I know everybody wants to see Steph versus LeBron, but I don't. We've seen that a million times already. They're old. I'm done with that. I want to see this young Kings team race up and down the floor. Let's see how LeBron and Anthony Davis handle that.
Why you got to be against the old folks in the NBA? Why?
Listen, man.
I'm just joking. Gerard's not being an anti-ageist here, or ageist, I should actually say. He's trying to see the young Kings and Lakers. Kings and Lakers, that'd be a good second-round series. Mm-hmm. You know, there's been some drama between those two teams before, so that could happen again. All right, let's talk about the second round. Tonight, the second-round series, that would be Saturday night, to be clear, between the Suns and the Nuggets, that tips off. How do you see this series playing out, and who comes out on top here?
You know, this was so interesting because to me, Dexter, the winner of this series has the path and the lane to be the front runner in the Western Conference to represent the West in the NBA Finals. I think the Nuggets have been the best Western Conference team all year by record and by adjusted net rating. And now we have the Suns with the addition of Kevin Durant, who are 12-1 since adding Durant to the fold. Now, it's a small sample size of games, but this is Kevin Durant we're talking about, the most malleable superstar probably in the history of the NBA. Here's something interesting about this. Devin Booker is getting all the headlines, rightfully so, for playing outstanding basketball in round 1. You could argue it's either him or Jimmy for the best player in the NBA during the first round of the playoffs. During that same time, Kevin Durant averaged 37-6 on his usual ridiculous efficiency numbers. That's how good he is. That 37-6 is like, he can do that really quietly in his sleep. And I think there's going to be a way in which he ramps that up. That's a solve that Denver doesn't really have an answer for. Look, this series is going to come down to, I think, coaching adjustments. Which coaches can make adjustments? And Monty and Michael Malone, excuse me, don't want to call him Mike. Michael Malone have not been known to be the best at tactical in-game adjustments. So whoever can make that move first and find that solve, I think is going to have the edge. And I don't know who to give that edge to. So right now what I'm going to say is you got Jokic, Murray, and Murray's been fantastic. How do the Suns stop the Jokic-Murray pick and roll? MPJ might be an X factor for them on that end of it, but I'm going to give the edge to Durant, Booker, Ayton, and CP3, and whoever they find to fill that fifth spot.
All right, giving the edge to the Suns. Let's move on to the Eastern Conference. The Heat and the Knicks, they're going to renew their rivalry as they face off in the second round of the playoffs. Both teams advancing past the first round. Both teams are known for their defense and their physicality. So, with that being said, which team has the advantage in this series?
Dex, this is exciting for you. This is bringing you back to your youth. Young man loving the Knicks-Heat rivalry. Look, the Knicks are just a more complete roster right now. Look, as good as Jimmy Butler has been, and he's been outstanding. I mean, he's just generally an excellent player, and he's playing excellent in the playoffs like he usually does. No Tyler Herro is going to be a problem. You know, how long can you count on Kevin Love? Bam Adebayo's been up and down. I like Max Strus. I like Gabe Vincent. Can you count on them to do this again? The Heat shot 46% from 3 in that series against the Bucks. Is it likely they shoot that again in this series? Probably not. They're probably going to revert closer back to their average. And again, they're without Herro, who is an excellent three-point shooter. Look, the Knicks are just better top to bottom. Tibbs has found something with R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes. The Julius Randle thing is a concern, so I want to be mindful of that and see where that is. Also, Mitchell Robinson, he's not just going to out-effort like he did the Cavs and grab all those rebounds. There's one thing Miami Heat will do, is they will give the requisite effort, and we're talking about coaching advantages in terms of tactics and being able to switch on the fly and being pragmatic. You got to give the edge there to Spo. So all that being said, the series is going to go long, but I'm going to give the slight edge to the Knicks in 7.
There you go. I like that. Knicks in 7. I like that. I think Knicks fans will like the sound of that. I see how you also tried to call me old, talking about my youth and what I would enjoy back in the day, but it's all good. There's 2 shots at the older folks here in this interview segment here.
Well, I'm old too, so I mean,
see, as long as you call yourself out too, that's just fine. And yes, it's nothing wrong with us reminiscing. But moving forward, Sixers versus Celtics. This series tips off on Monday, and Sixers, they could be without MVP finalist Joel Embiid, who is doubtful for Game 1. Do the Sixers have any chance against Boston if Embiid can't go in this series? And do you like the Celtics here to return to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Do the Sixers have a chance without Embiid? In a word, no. Look, he is potentially the MVP this year, and they go as he goes. He's been a dominant two-way force, and they don't do anything in the postseason without him. Yes, they beat the Nets, but come on, that team was not very good. Look, the Celtics, to me, this all seasons have been about going back and getting back to the finals and getting over that collective disappointment and hurt of losing to the Warriors last year. They played with their food a bit in that last round against the Hawks. Is that concerning? Maybe a little bit. Joe Mazzulla, not Ime Udoka, right? It's his first go through. If they're down 12 in the third quarter, the guy's going to be, we believe in Joe Mazzulla. Who knows? I'm going to give the edge right now to the Celtics because I don't know what the status of Joel Embiid is, but I will say sweeping the Nets did nothing but help their older guys being PJ Tucker, James Harden, though he was in Vegas acting up a little bit, and that extra rest did give James Harden some time. Hopefully he will be ready, because it's a shame, because if he's not ready to go for the postseason for this series against the Celtics, they have no chance.
No chance there at all whatsoever. Okay, we'll see. I like the edges. I like your slight picks here, and hopefully the older folks watching this show.
Gotta hedge.
You got to do that. Second round of playoffs should be really exciting. Again, Game 7 on Sunday between the Warriors and the Kings. So much to watch. That is Gerard Hector, NBA writer for True Hoop. Also check them out on the True Hoop podcast. They record every Monday and Thursday. Check those guys out. Gerard, thank you for the time. Enjoy the second round, man.
Thank you.